A few weeks ago, I visited a vintage market in London and there was this phone. Like vintage, rotary type phone. Anyways, even though it was clearly disconnected, I noticed people kept lifting its handset to their ears. An instinct, of course, met with silence. But what if these silent wires could whisper again? What if each lift of the handset delivered a voice? A fragment of life, an advice, a hardship. Words from a poet. This is my piece, Whispering Wires, and here's how I built it. First, I went online, looking for a similar phone. Found one that looked cool, picked it up, and went straight to disassembly. This phone is a Socotel 63, the standard issue phone in France in the 60s, and it's incredible how well those things are built. Everything is made to be serviceable. There is even the full electronic diagram written in there. I needed the phone to be connected to the internet and to play audio, so I used a Raspberry Pi Zero as the brain of the device. The phone has two speakers, the main handset speaker and an additional earpiece. So, to drive these speakers, I used two small 3-watt audio amplifier chips. Then, I found a spot inside the phone, designed and 3D printed a support for the electronics, connected the two audio amplifier chips to the Raspberry Pi, and soldered all that together. Finally, I assembled everything and I was left with the finished electronic module. Now, all I had to do was to install everything back in the phone and connect the switch hook before I could move on to the software. First, I needed a huge source of narrated poem in audio format. I looked around and stumbled upon the Poetry Foundation website. It has a huge library of poems and some of them include audio narrated by the author. So I poked around the website code and I was quickly able to find an open access to their database from which I could query poems directly. But there was still one problem. Before the poem starts in the audio, authors often make a quick intro.
Hello, my name is Serena Olagopin, and I'm recording from Brooklyn, New York. This is my poem, Sycamore.
I had to remove that part, but since all intros are different, there is no straightforward ways to do this. So I use an AI model called WhisperX that can transcribe audio with word-level accuracy. Once I had the timing of each word, I passed that to a large language model, asking it to give me the start and end time of the actual poem, discarding any intro or outro. With that, I could cut the audio accordingly. I let that run on all available poems, and soon enough, I had my own database of more than 3,000 perfectly cut audio poems for the phone to randomly pull from. There was one last thing to tackle. I wanted the audio to sound like old phones. So I did some research and found that phone back then typically used a frequency band range of 300 to 3400 Hz and a sampling frequency of 8 kHz. So I wrote some code to apply this filter to the audio before playing, and here's the result.
This morning, the wind whipped the trees so hard, one sycamore head snapped. Its leaves strewn on my neighbor's roof, like hair goes missing in my rug. Home pride's got me hoovering my floors twice a day. I'm desperate to banish what wants to stay.
I was really happy about these results. It sounded even better through the phone speakers. Finally, I tested that everything worked properly before assembling the phone back together. Then, I added my signature by engraving it and filling the groove with ink, and with that, the piece was finished.
Rain so dark I can't get through, train going by in a hurry. The voice said walk or die. I walked, the train and the voice all blurry. I walked with my bones and my heart of chalk, not even a splintered notion. Days of thought, nights of worry, lonesome train in a hurry.